Don't talk when we're sober.
This is the thing I'm most unhappy with, I suppose. Is because you can't clearly hear the chords, and it sounds like some kind of a toy, fucked up waveform sound. And then
love, I usually lose my mind, hoping it gets. Empty pleasure, left, swipe, right.
Yeah, I'm very happy with those. There's this one little I don't know what you call it, one of those Mexican type of shakers. Where I couldn't find anything similar in any of my sample packs or whatever. I tried googling it, but I don't know the name of the rattle, so I just left it out. So surprise, surprise, guess what? It is so. Now it's made out of 2 layers because you kind of need 3 oscillators. You're actually using 3 oscillators because you're using the sub as well. But the core of the sound is a saw. Let me turn the sub off 100%. That's at 77, right? Turn this one off. It's obviously just playing with the filters. You know, it's quite slow in coming down. So this is just a sub, but the sub was quite, yeah, the drive and stuff. I'll actually push that up a bit. So at the moment it's just a saw, then 1 octave and 7 semitones up. This was what, 77, I think. You get that extra harmonic. Well, that too here. From the triangle, if you use a square, it's too squarey. If you use a triangle is kind of like a filtered square. So like this particular harmonic here, you get from a square too, but you get those extra ones, whereas then it dies off quicker with a triangle. And then there's more square coming through, pushing up the sub at the same. It's at the same octave as the saw. So you get a bit more square sounding. And then let's grab there.
Playing with the emotions, heartbroken with.
Now you might see this harmonic here is missing. This one here. So that's why I have a second layer. See, that is crucial to making it accurate-ish. So literally all it is, a sine, that's it. A sine wave just to fill up that extra harmonic. I fucking love this tune, by the way. Yeah, that's the bass. Oh yeah, and then because there is width in the bass, which you don't see often, but in this song it is. I put it on 3 voices, so that way you kind of keep that one in the center and the two in the side. It's not fully maximum width. I just kind of played around till I found something I liked. This kind of plays with the phase of the sound. I liked it most at the max. Not too much detune, but just a bit. I should kind of turn that off, I suppose. Whoops. See, it's just kind of right here. There's no detune there. But because in house music you want the sub this kind of region to be mono compatible, because you get weird phasey issues on big PA systems. So what I used was free EQ. It's pretty sweet. I actually thought I did a lot steeper, but I didn't. And here you can pick mid side, and then on the it's on the side. You're just cutting off. Have I got that on? Turn this on. If you mute the mids, see how it's just the EQ is applied here, it just goes down. So you're saving that space for the mono, the center signal. You could obviously make that 24 dBs. Whatever, doesn't matter. This is how I had it, so it's fine. But it just makes sure that the subs of the bass stays compatible. Turn that off. So I just put in a hint of drive, 4.5%. It's doing very little. EQ. I'll turn this on again. I wanted a little bit more of that aggressive tone here. This is just a little bit of muddiness. And then that was getting a bit extreme, so I just took it down a notch, but not too much. A little bit of OTT. Just kind of cleans it up and adds a little bit of those high harmonics as well. And very slight limiting just to keep the... just to keep it under control. And this is doing the side chaining. It's the same as LFO tool if you kind of make it look a bit more like LFO tool. Now the kick isn't actually that short. The kick kind of goes like to like down to here. So you'd think this would be a bit longer, but where can you see the kick? Here. But after a quarter, so to speak, it actually has gone down quite a bit. And so it doesn't really seem to be interfering, but you can tell that the volume of the goes up quite quick, like that, which is the same in the song itself. The intro chords. So the intro chord. It's very simple. Use synth one again. It's just a saw, little bit of detune, 4 voices, more detune here. Spread again. Spread wasn't all that wide, and just it's the cutoff that gives it that nice chord feeling. Hint of EQ. Limiter probably isn't doing anything. It might have done at some stage, but it's fine left alone. Balance. That's this. So that's the volume just going down eventually. Sending it to reverb. And then This, I think it's pretty much the same. The attack might be a bit shorter. Yes. The second layer, it's pretty much the same sound. It actually follows the same notes as this. So pretty. And then this sound, it's very FM-y, whereas in usually it would kind of be made default. It would be made that at 1, 2 volume. Kind of like that. But it just didn't sound right. So I actually just used the regular subtractive synth. It's not made with FM, but by doing this, making it kind of look the same. What is it? What's the note? G. It's kind of squarish with FM, and then you see a few of these extra harmonics in it. And this oscillator, if you turn that one off, this square in Charlatan actually adds kind of like saw harmonics in between, and it just gave it that little bit of gritty dirtiness, which I think I could hear in the original. And then just by playing with the filter and the resonant, and it has a nice unison. Only 3 voices again, nothing crazy detune, not too wide. It just gave it a nice. Where does it start? Here. Oops. So it sounds close enough to the FM sound. I have to say I like this one. What's next? Suppose the hi-hats. So drum loop, right. So I found a similar hat. Hey. But the original in the song had a bit of width, so you could add like an ozone imager or whatever. But I just thought I would duplicate it. It's the same hat, and I'm playing this one at D, this one A sharp, and then I'm panning them a little bit, so it adds a bit of width. And then this is just the clap I used. It's close-ish. I mean, you know, you could look through 100 packs to try and get an even closer clap. Probably not using the G. So that's the hats. Then when the, what's this then? Drum loop filler. So in the tune, you can hear kind of boom, just kind of this off before the. Now they're kind of like randomly weird sounds. I think you can hear it here. When I fall in love, I usually lose my. Hear those? When this bit here. I fall in. And here. Boom. That low kind of. So I mean, it's 2 completely random sounds. So filler. In this pack, there's like some weird sounds, and then with a bit of extra tweaking and messing around. and just a little bit of an extra hat. It fills up the sound, and then
when I fall in love.
Feels like that one should be a lot louder, but I think I put a limiter on it as well, so. And then when the beat kicks in? Yeah, so that's where the shaker comes in and the extra hat, drum loop 2. So yeah. That's just an extra hat. I think I did put. Oh, I think I made that, did I? Yeah. I suppose you could do. Doesn't make much of a difference. It's just white noise filter set here. A little bit of attack. 30 milliseconds. 70-ish. With fairly wide. So it's close enough to what you hear here. And the shaker I made as well. And then what you want to make sure you do is add a little bit of volume difference. And you want to, when you do something like this, you want to select every second hat and then just move it up 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Somewhere between 3 and 4, sometimes 2. It gives it. You could obviously add swing here, but this makes it sound fairly alive. If you don't do that, it just sounds like a robot's playing. And then all together. Yeah, that actually just tends to stop here. Those like fillery things. That's the finger snap, I think. Yeah. I just found a finger snap sample somewhere. Left it alone. A little bit of reverb. It's this chord. I listened to this for ages and ages trying to get it right. It's probably wrong. I mean, it's similar, obviously, but I'm not sure if I have the notes right. But it doesn't sound like this is a saw, I'm sure. Yeah, just a saw. Oh no, it's a pulse, and I played with it here, 113. It's kind of close. Yeah, I think I actually hear ducking completely. But yeah, that's my least favorite thing. This is pretty accurate if you ask me. Where is it? Here, it starts here. Whoops. Lose my mind, hoping. Lose my mind. So all this is again the synth one. It's very similar to the other patch for voices. I had the spread fully up, but you give it this a slow attack filter, and this is fairly similar to even the bass sound because it's very slow with the filter coming down. I just took the attack off the volume as well, just to give it a soft feeling. That's all it is, that sound. Just that gives it that extra boom, wow kind of thing. actually sounds really dope. Not patting myself on the back. It sounds dope because I like the chords and the sound. What's next? Oh, that's the same thing again. These chords are the same patch as this, just there's more chords in it. It only starts here. Let me play this song.
When I fall in love, I usually change my mind. Never on in love, I my mind. Never on.
And then this is just the same chord as those two. Yeah. I mean, it's not exact or anything, but it's close enough. That's both squares, pulses. That one actually stays a square. It's only that one that the shape changes. One octave up. Just give it a bit of filter pluck. Short sound. Not much processing. Yeah, just to keep the transients under control. Delay. This is probably not doing anything. Did I do anything fancy? I don't think I did anything particularly. No, see, even the pretty chords. If I no, nothing fancy on anything else. Then the special effects. Now I made something close. You could spend hours trying to get it exact. Let's start with what's that one? Oh yeah, some cymbals. You hear it. Pretty close. I mean, you have to just flick through your samples to see if you got something similar. I actually mixed two cymbals, added reverb, and then resampled it. Oh, there it is. Oh, and then I put oh wow. I put reverb on it again. This is after I sampled it. That's taken out quite a bit, but just because it goes through the whole because it goes on quite long. This is just too loud to go lower, so yeah. Limiter, bit of excitement in the highs. Just sounds ugly when you move that too low. And then I just made it wider, full width ozone to imager. It's free, by the way, too. And then that's the first. Right here. This is like a weird, funky. Kind of like sounds like a riser, maybe with a reversed cymbal in it. And the way I did it was right. I took a cymbal sound. I think it was a 707. There you go. It was that one. I put it into Edison. Do I still have it? No. Is it here? Yeah. That's this hat. And then you have this blur option, and I just left it as is, except, and you get that kind of sound. So then I put that into the sampler. What did I move this? Yeah. Just to give it loop points. And then I played around with That's just playing that cymbal note here. And then that is, it actually got quieter as the pitch went up, so I added some volume to it. That is literally just moving this up seven semitones. And then there's the crash. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Then I made this as well. So here you hear that, what you heard, what is it, 10 years ago, maybe a bit more, in all the house songs, the Phasey white noise. White dress in the old, that's all anyone cares about. Yeah. No, that's just white noise. Okay, there you go. It's just white noise. I just made a band pass and then cut off the lows because you can hear it's gradually coming in here. You can kind of you start hearing it around here. And then just figure out where you want it to go up to. So where is the Phasey Noise? Right, so here is that's the one I was on about. That's all anyone cares about. Yeah. So the way you make that is you take white noise, you add a phaser. That might be a bit too much. So this is just. And then you sample it. And then you just use whatever piece of it you want the most. And that was used maybe once more here. White noise. That same cymbal riser thing. Yeah, that's the whole tune. It's fairly basic, but it's freaking sweet. And I mean, obviously, the only thing that's missing is the vocal and the. Like when you don't have those background noises, it obviously sounds very empty. But yeah, other than that, that's it. I'm an idiot. I never went over the kick. Still recording, right? Yeah. So here you get that where it's quite clear. So I think I sampled it and then kind of went into. Oh yeah, so here this automation is controlling this. So it's just being high passed and low passed. And this just turns that on and off. So let me turn this off. Turn that down for now. Kick. So I have it in the note E made with citrus. Ignore the FM bit for now. So this is the the shape is kind of more like that, but because there's like post processing, that kind of makes the volume go like that. So I just put it down here a little bit. The pitch, without this, that's all it is. A super clean, simple kick. That's the volume. And that takes off the clicky part of the and then with this I made the attack coming from here just very short. This is the volume. It's like, you know, what is it, a tenth of a second or whatever it is. It's just slightly kicking that in. Altered the wave shape a little bit. It's from a sine. It's up an octave. Just to give it that little, you know, just a click of the. Actually, probably needs. Oh yeah. Let me turn this on. It's pretty close. I can kind of hear like a tss. Not just the, obviously not the hi-hat, but you can hear like a. So it's probably mixed in with a tiny short hi-hat or whatever it is, but you know, whatever. I always try to just make it in a one synth. Processing then, a little bit of drive, 6%, very little. Just cut out a little bit of mud, add a little bit of sub, because without copy reset, it just adds a little bit of thickness or something like to it, even though you don't necessarily want the sub to be higher, but it was a little bit louder. So just to kind of match the volume levels. Take a little bit out here too. I think this is a bit annoying sounding. And there's no need for this super high stuff. And then just a little boost there. That's all it is. A little bit of limiting. So it's pretty close. I didn't do any, you know, fancy routing to here. The main bass is getting reverb. And I put a sidechain on the reverb as well. It's kind of a medium length one, a longer reverb for some other channels. I've sent all the percussion to a short reverb. This is all going to the, well, most of these are going to the long one. That's the chorus one, so that's being sidechained as well. Yeah, some of the white noises and whatnot I sent to the. It's a fairly basic song, but it's I love it. And the text is brilliant too. Don't text to come over. We don't talk when we're sober. There you go. Sweet.
Don't text to come over. We don't talk when we're sober.